ladies and gentlemen, to the news you use. Huh? And I want to start off by saying, this tobacco here. Yeah, I know some people are not into tobacco, but Savinelli. Savinelli Doublone d'Oro, right? So gold doubloon. Let me tell you something. When the Italians do something, sure, sometimes when they fail miserably. But when they succeed impressively. And if I can get it out of the light, Doublone d'Oro. For God's sakes. This is a Virginian tobacco. Yes, whatever. Beautiful, tasty, and yummy. But let's go on with the news, right? Guys and girls, I hope you're having a great weekend. This is your Saturday morning cartoon. What's the news? The news is I will be interviewing Sean Drulinger. That is Sunday. Following this Saturday, one day from now, at 7 p.m. douche time, Eastern Standard Time. That's my time. It's the time that only matters to me. I wake up on my douche time, I go to bed on douche time, okay? Anyways, also, I will be interviewing the gentlemen, most probably Carl and Tim of the War Game Bootcamp. We'll get a feel of what are these guys about, what's their mission. I know Carl loves teaching. I haven't spoken to Tim more than once, so we're going to get to know him on the interview. We're going to get to know him live, you and I together, or yous and I together. And that should be upcoming. Also, Lock and Load Tactical Point Blank. We're going to be talking about that on the interview. Sean Drulinger game. This is Kickstartering now. And it's a game I played with Sean a little bit. He tried to explain to me in my ADD way, having a few, spirits in my body already. And did I understand something? Sure I did. I had the opportunity to play with him at WBC. The only time I went, WBC member cons. And yeah, I love the cards. I loved the detail, meaning which weapons you can equip with what. There's tanks. Who doesn't love tanks, huh? Also, that. Look, people, have a great show, because I have a good time doing this, right? As you can see, everything is scripted. And look, you want to be part of the fucker circus? Write it down. Let me know. I already have one ace, Carl Kretter of the War Game Bootcamp. We sit around, look at each other on FaceTime, smoke a pipe, and once in a while, we even talk. But that's the brotherhood and the sisterhood of Piping Hood. Robin Hood. A hoodie. How many times can you say hood? You know English. English is a difficult language. Yep. You're gonna say, come on. No, it's difficult. Just the word up. Up. Okay? So let's teach, let's teach a guy from Japan. Rural Japan. Never even heard of the English, right? Anyway, so we come over and you want to teach him the word up. Here we go. Up means up. Up, right? How would you say up? Up. Right. I don't know how to teach, but anyways. And then you tell him to shut up. And then when you see him, you say, hey, what's up? And then you could tell him when he's doing something wrong, you're a total up. You confused him. Why is he always looking up every time you tell him, what's up? Eh? Shut up. The guy looks up. Explain that to him. Have a good one. Castle Archon has an unboxing of Columbia Games Rommel in the Desert Special Edition. The voice, the lights. Seek Out and Play gives us a short overview of La Grande Armée, an old SPI game. John Krantz of Compass Games is live with episode 64, and they talk about the expo that will be happening November 11th to the 15th. GIMPY of the GIMPY Gamer updates on his Bolt and Action segment. Also, Company of Heroes Going Big, Part 10, and Point Blank 5 for Victory, or V for Victory. I don't know if he's Roman or American. Also, he checks out Combat from Compass Games and Melee and Overrun on Point Blank, a game designed by Sean Drulinger, of which I will be interviewing. Let's say today we are Saturday, that means Sunday, right, the 22nd at 7 p.m. Dutch time. That's Eastern Standard Time, because that's the only time that matters to me, because I wake up on my time, I go to bed on my time, I eat when time is whatever, it's my time. You know what I'm saying? Steve Martin once said in the movie The Jerk, you know, someone said, blah, 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 you're so self-centered. And he said something so incredibly intelligent. He said, well, where else you want me to center myself? Eh? What a great time to be alive when the Renaissance man, Mark Herman, does videos on his own game, Pacific War, episodes 6, 7, and 8, which are Kotobaru and First Week of Conflict, also Guadalcanal. And the cop, that is Wayne Hansen, is doing a Gregory M. the Animal Smith design, defending America, intercepting the America bomber from 47 to 48. That is in the 1900s. And his segment is called Recon, which means he's checking it out. Right? Recon. Mo of Mo's Game Table. Man, does he have an amazing amount of videos out. This guy is just taking the internet by storm. He does 65 a game published by, I'm going to say Flying Pig Games just because I want to say it. And it's probably a tiny battles, but you know, sister, brother company, what can I tell you? Also, a NATO After Action Report, Strategic Surprise Scenario, turns 1 and 2. Also, he's got turn 0. And he checks out Herman Lutman's Crowbar, The Rangers at Points Up from Flying Pig Games. The Hugh Hefner of War Games, Wardy Robe, plays World War II in all kinds. So great campaigns of the American Civil War, South Mountain After Action Report. This is not, he specifies, a World War II game. Also, another video on not a World War II game. What's the matter with this guy? Eh? He does SCS's Rock of the Marne, an unboxing, a game published by MMP. And for our German-speaking people, yes, of course, Jan Heinemann of Let's Play History is on a tear with Civilization 6. Check it out. Jan is a history aficionado professor in the realms of Riccardo Mazzini and Fred Serval. Also, Acerbi, I forget his name. Mannaggia. Acerbi, I gotta get that guy on, but he's a little bit reluctant because his English is not so good. Hey, my English is not so good, so, you know, come on, Enrico Acerbi, that's who it is. Come on, Enrico, per piacere, eh? Facciamo sta cazzo de cose. Mannaggia I bottoni. Stephen Dolges does Pax Romana, Scenarios 10, turns 1, 2, and Dry. Wise Guy History continues with his last Blitzkrieg Scenarios 5.4, 3 videos of that, which are an hour long, so we're talking detail, baby. That's what we're talking. Also, he reviews an MMP game, Baptism by Fire.
Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. It's been a slow week for us. I've had a ton of stuff to do this weekend. Life has gotten in the way, but did manage to do 2 things on YouTube. The first was a review of Avalon Hill Anzio. This game, the mechanics aren't bad for it, but the setup is a nightmare. It's difficult to find the counters put on the map and stuff, and it really needed a full color setup chart to assist in setting up the counters or something. But like I said, the mechanics for the game were all right, but it's kind of biased towards the allies. And then we did Wargame Chat number 21, and in that one, Len talks about the 7 Years War Convention. It's a convention that takes place once a year where the theme is the 7 Years War, and it's mostly miniature games. He talks about the miniature games he played and some of the other stuff going on at the convention. And then as far as the website, didn't do anything new on the website, but check it out anyways because there's always cool stuff on here. Thanks for watching and have a good evening.
KilRoyWasHere is not only back, but he's got videos out, and this time he checks out David Thompson and Mr. Kuhanen, or Cohen. I'm sorry, sir. Soldiers in Postman Uniforms, a game published by DVG. This is an unboxing and a brief introduction to the Valiant Defense series. Now, this is starting to happen. This guy, David Thompson, and his co-designer, Michael, whom I butchered his name and even butchered, man, seriously, they're making strides, eh? So no matter how much people will say, it's not a war game, you know what? Personally, it doesn't matter to me. It's a game that I get into with historical content, which I get into. You know what I'm saying? And this one is just, what can I tell you, a ruse for the beginning of World War II. Legendary Tactics simulates Afghanistan. A distant plane, obviously it's a coin game. And should we ever play historical games at all? And he has that coin game, a distant plane there. Also, continues his card-by-card strategy of Twilight Struggle, and also plays a game that I enjoy very much. It is a Euro game, it's called Carcassonne. Super easy. Actually, Google Carcassonne, right? Use Mr. Google. Type Carcassonne, and you're going to see a walled medieval city in France. You think you could get some good cheese there? When you look at these two gentlemen, that's Ignacy Cevicek and Stephen Bonacore. These guys are in the industry behind the scenes, and when they say something, they are talking from experience. All right? On Board Game Insider episode 207 from the Podfather of Gaming. Legends of World War II. This is a channel that interviews soldiers from World War II. And this man here, he's a Marine. He describes stopping a Japanese attack all by himself. This is incredible history. The Phonetics Police Stigler for details. 17B, he does flat top, search and detection, and a tutorial on weather. Check it out. On Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials, Command and Colors, Tricorn. Also, Hood Strikes North scenario. The campaign game, actually. He's doing the whole campaign. Yeah, it's a 1 hour and 20 minute video. Plus the Command and Colors Ancients. River Stour or Stour. Boo. Here Come the Rebels. South Mountain. Warty Robe and HEXES co-op. This is an old Avalon Hill game of the great, I got a blank, American Civil War battle. Great campaigns of the American Civil War, a game published in 1933. Here Come the Rebels, ladies and gentlemen, with the Hugh Hefner of War Games, Warty Robe, on the channel Hex to Hex. The artist and designer, Matt White, gives us an update of his new solitaire World War II war game, The Road Chosen. New content for that. So check it out. I just did an interview with Matt. That guy's a super guy. Super. And to say this guy's busy is an incredible understatement. So I was glad to get some time in with the artist that is Matt White. And the clan that is Little Wars TV have a video out on painting the Bismarck in scale 1/2400. That's a lot. Comancheria, the rise and fall of the Comanche Empire, 1700s to 1875, part 2 from Tony's Board Life. The minister that is Joel Toppin does Storm Above the Reich. I think he does a combat overview. This is a game designed by, if I'm not mistaken, Mark Asted and Jeremy White. Yes, of course! And also, he does Storm Above the Reich video of the gameplay and successors, the new Phalanx edition. I gotta talk to Yarrow about this. And he does an overview of Storm Above the Reich. Again, game designed by GMT. Combat Board Games is looking at Field Commander Alexander by DVG. Now, this has to be said. Sure, Solitaire, this and that. I think they are the premier and foremost solitaire war game publishers. This is to be discussed. You want to discuss it? Write it down on the comments, and we're gonna talk, and maybe we'll make a show out of it, eh? Marco Omnigamer, aka Wargamer, does Hidden Strike American Revolution. I think this is a hold the line system, mechanics I should say, a game published by Worthington Publishing. Rough Swordsman Wargamer does a Not a Wargame Wednesday, open the box, on Shadows of Brimstone. Also a playthrough of Atlantic Chase, the solitaire scenario, Raiders of the North Atlantic Part 1. Rough Swordsman Wargamer, ladies and gentlemen. And JK Wargames takes a look at Compass Games' Sniper Kill, confirmed! I'm assuming that's confirmed, meaning the game is coming out. A preview of that game. Which game? Sniper Kill. Confirmed. No, that's the name of the game. I just got it. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, does the end 6 and quit, he calls it, of Serbian against Sturbian. That's what that means. It was corrected to me by Hans Janeman. Yes. Also, he does a review of the same game, and then, yeah, that's what it is. He looks at his pecker. Let that sink in, please. Then the Greenland intro, and 1 and 2 of Greenland. and the daughter and father team of Back to the Table discuss their stack of games. Either 9 of them or only 9 games. Family oriented, hey, he's a war gamer, you know what I'm saying? And we stray sometimes. But is that a character flaw? No, ladies and gentlemen, it is not. It is called being instructive and learning about life. And my favorite expat, Fred Serval, and designer too. He's got 2 games coming out. He's got Red Flag Over Paris and also a guest for Robin Hood or of Robin Hood. I don't know, but I pre-ordered it on GNT. He has Empire of the Sun video, a teach and play with none other than the designer, the innovator. I think this guy's a genius, not because of his war games, but because you gotta sit down and listen to this guy, and then you tell me if he ain't a genius. The Renaissance man, Mark Herman.
Hello, this is Michel Wojennik from the Polish YouTube channel Wojennik TV. As every week, here is the roundup of the content published on Wojennik TV during the last 7 days. On Sunday, I continued my playthrough of Ardennes in 1944, released by the Polish legendary company Dragon. This is an old game, almost 30 years old, and I presented the second part of my playthrough because the preceding week I started this playthrough with the first part. So during the second part, the German push in the Ardennes offensive is on its peak, and the German forces are trying to break through the second, the third, the fourth American defense line and to storm across the Meuse River. Will they succeed? Well, we'll see in the next part of the playthrough, which will be published next Sunday. On Tuesday, the video in English, and this was the unboxing of Votes and Virtue, an expansion for Donning the Purple released a few years ago by Tompet Games. Donning the Purple and Votes and Virtue is all focused about the Roman Empire. We are incarnating one of the very important figures in the Roman Empire, trying to secure power, trying to overcome our opponents and to become the new emperor. But we still have to cooperate with the other players because an external danger in form of barbarian troops, barbarian hordes invading all the Roman Empire is looming upon every player. Votes and Virtue is an expansion which adds another role, the general, and additionally it allows to play Donning the Purple in a group of 1 to 4 players, because in the base game it's a game strictly for 3 players. So this is a very interesting addition. If you're interested what is inside the box, you can take a look at this unboxing. On Wednesday, the Polish unboxing, and this time I opened a box with a pretty light game, a game which is called Paranormalni Detektywi, Paranormal Detectives. This is a game released by Lucky Duck Games Poland, which is a game for 2 to 6 players, in which one of the players will become a ghost. The objective of the other players will be to try to guess why the ghost became a ghost. So how did he die? Who was responsible for his death? Where did he die? How? Why? And trying to find out all those mysteries, find out all those information will enable the player to win. This is a semi-cooperative game because the ghost tries to cooperate with other players, giving them insight on his fate and trying to communicate with the players, because it's not only using words. He cannot simply reply to the questions asked. He still has to use some very limited tools at his disposal in order to give information. So this is an interesting game, and during this video I presented the unboxing of it. Finally, on Friday, I released my Polish review, and this was the review of TOWNSEND. The English version is called Storm Weavers. This is a gamebook game which was created by Paweł Dziemski. It is quite an old design because the game was created at the beginning of our century, but released only now in 2021. Now this is an old school game in terms of using the gamebook mechanics. We have tons of paragraphs and interesting storyline with differentiating outcomes of all the stories which can unfold, but the twist in this game is that it uses some physical additional components in form of boards where combat is resolved at most times. So this is quite a mix between a game book and a tactical combat game. Interesting approach. I think it's an interesting project. I enjoyed a lot reading through the 3 stories, because we received 3 stories in this book, and I think that it still has some potential in order to create new stories set in this universe. So those were the 4 videos published on Wojennik TV during the last week. I wish you a terrific weekend, great gaming, and see you next time.
Kevin from the big board does World at War 85 Scenario 11 and also Intro to Rostov 41 number 1. I'm assuming this is a game by Mark Simonich. One of my supporters and subscribers, please, if you're listening to this, subscribe for God's sake. And press the little stupid bell. Anyways, Dave's Gaming Cave. This was given to me by someone, and I'm glad someone gave me the link, because it was a great channel, man. Tiger Leader, US Italy Elite Unit. Also, Slow is Smooth from Tiger Leader. That is, that's one of his segments. What do you mean, Slow and Smooth Italy? Come on, we're lovers, not fighters. You know what I'm saying? And also, Target for Today, the setup, and the 8th Air Force, 1st of May 1943. My Own Worst Enemy is unboxing across 5 Aprils, and Battle Hymn Volume 1, a game designed by Eric Lee Smith, published by Compass Games. The other one's an older game, published by Victory Games. And Rob Oren, the strong man of war games, is doing his War and Pieces segment, Defending America, from Compass Games, a game designed by Gregory M. Smith. Yeah, of course. And for our Spanish viewers, España 20. This is an old Victory Point games, but I think it's coming out. I think it's reprinted here by the new Victory Points, or I should say Draco Games. I don't know. I haven't seen the video. It's in Spanish. That means I'd have to, put a lot of effort into listening to Julius Fairfax's. I'd have to translate what Julius is saying. By the way, if anybody knows Julius Fairfax, I'm trying to get in touch with the guy. It's a little difficult. Please, I'm begging yous. Help me out with a contact. And there's a face only a mother can love, Mao Zedong! Check it out on Wars of the World. China's undersea dragons, the pursuit force of nuclear-armed ballistic missile submarines. Man, was he even alive when there was submarines? I'm joking. The people from the Board Game Chronicles do a video unboxing of Mark H. Walker's Flying Pig Games, La Résistance. Yes, I actually had the opportunity to play this with Mark. It was great. I mean, we had a few beers. He only offered me one. Cheap. And the Grognard, that is Jim Ozarski, the Grognard of the Year 2020. Why was he the Grognard of the Year? Because y'all voted for him. That's why. Where? On No Enemies Here. Shameless plug. What does he do? He's doing the epic Battle of Waterloo for Commands and Colors, and Delron's Attack. He says 3 here for La Salle 2. La Salle, I think he was a general for Napoleon. As a matter of fact, my daughter just came back from Paris, and I said, you gotta check out Napoleon's grave. Well, she was with a friend, and, well, they spent 100 euros on a street scam, where they put the 3 cups and guess where the ball is? Well, they lost 100 euros, 50 apiece, and she said Napoleon's tomb was too expensive, that's what her friend said, and refused to go in for 16 euros. Priorities! Bare Bones Wargaming does a deep dive in Drive on Suez. This is a Rommel's deep dive. And let's give 6 Actual some help here in subscriptions, because this is an incredibly interesting channel. Solo Carrier Combat. I've always wanted the game Carrier. Too complex. Also Boot Hill and Top Secret. Remember that game, Top Secret? Intel Brief. And the Gulf Strike, an old Victory Games game. War in the Pacific, an old SPI game. And Gregory M., the Animal Smiths, Defending America. What's in the box? I guess this is an unboxing, a game published by Compass Games. And the master of interviews, Harold Buchanan on Harold on Games, is introducing the Zenobia Awards 2021 announcement of finalists and honorable mentions, and he is co-hosted by the one, the only, the mastermind of coin counterinsurgency, that is, the man who you do not want to be hunted by, Volko Runke. And the fine gentlemen of the Player's Aid are unboxing the Battle of Tonga 1914 from Legion War Games. I think this is a game by Randy Lane? No, the other guy. What's his name? Oh, I forget him. But it's that guy. Also, they reviewed the lamps are going out from Compass Games. And Artie of ARDWULF'S Lair was live with me on everything you want to know about war games, but we're afraid to ask because you don't want to look like a moron, so let me look like a moron. You know what I'm saying? And we were talking about unit scale, which was something I have to wrap my head around, really understand it. And I still don't. Also, Unscheduled Pavlov's House, live. I don't know if David Thompson was there, but his famous counter-clipping magazine war games. This is where he clips counters and shoots the yarn. You should watch Kings and Generals to learn a little bit more about history. Don't worry about the 2.7 million subscribers he has. That is no indication that he's good, but I like him. And you can check out the elite and levy units of the Eastern Roman Army. Plus, was Julius Caesar a military tyrant, or a savior of Rome, or Europe, and Alexander the Great's conquest, the Balkan campaigns? Also, you want to know about Genghis Khan? Was he a good guy? And he wanted to cheat death. How did he want to cheat death? Well, check the guy out, you know what I'm saying? Plus the tactics and logistics of the Mongol army and the Ottoman-Portuguese War, Age of Colonization. The Ottomans, who are they? The philosopher of war games, A.G. Toynbee, Jason Cruz of Hexes and Soldiers, is doing this whole house a live stream. And actually, he does a lot of miniature Napoleonic Command and Colors expansion type board. Huge thingy. You should check it out, man. Plus, he's got a lot of cool tattoos. ID Jester was live with Tony of Tony's Board Life, and they're unboxing new packages, plus they're just, shooting a poop, spinning the yarn. The man who needs no introduction, STUKAJOE, is live with a channel update and does Compass Games, Brotherhood, and Unity, a playthrough tutorial. This is a game concerning the Bosnia-Herzegovina Civil War. On History Hustle, you're gonna know why did Hungary attack the USSR in June 1941. What are they, crazy?
And drink scotch.
He's back!
And I'm Grant.
Shut up! Hello all! Today, Kilroy goes off the shelf on 60 plus years of war games. Actually, I'm going off the wall because this is a poster I have hanging on my wall. This is from C3I magazine, put out by RMB Studio, Roger McGowan. 60 plus years of war games, historical conflict board games, story evolution through 250 games. It came in C3I number 34. And as you see here, we have periods along the left here: World War II, Napoleonic, American Civil War, American Revolutionary War, Ancients, Medieval, Imperial, World War I, Modern, World War II, Fantasy, Space. And along the top, we have like the time periods, starting at 1958, with the foundation of Avalon Hill and formation of Avalon Hill, and then going up to the 2010s up here. And there's 250 games on this list. And I thought I'd do a real quick run through of kind of what I've played and what I've owned, and you guys can check your own experience, or your mileage may vary. So looking at the top here, we're looking at the World War II Eastern Front. Stalingrad, played that. Russian campaign, played that. Panzer Guderian, played that. Europa series here in 1984. Have not played that specific game. I think that's the Eastern Front game, but I have played own Narvik from that series and have played some of those throughout the time, throughout the years. Eastern Front, this is from Columbia game, Block Front, played a block game, played that. Case Blue, that's the OCS game. Always kind of want that one. It's kind of hard to get a hold of. No Retreat series, I've played the Russian one. I've owned 2 or 3 of the other ones, but have played that one. So not very good on the top row. Then we got the foundation of SPI in 69. Panzerblitz played. Sniper played. Tobruk owned. Squad Leader owned. Ambush played. Up Front played. Advanced Squad Leader played. Raid on Azuri, never played that. A foundation of GMT games in 1990. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here's a good one. Memoir 44 played. Advanced Squad Leader Kit played. Combat Commander played. Fields of Fire played. Oh, actually, I should say own. I own those 3. Conflict of Heroes own. Let's see here. Panzer played. That's the old Uquinto game. Series of Old School Tactical played. Last 100 Yards own, actually play testing that. Now we're over here to Africa Corps played. D-Day played. Anzio, seen a lot of activity on Anzio on social media lately. Have not played or owned those. Here we go with Europa Series Narvik. I actually own that one. Moving along here. Longest Day played. Storm of Arnhem played. This is the Rommel Columbia game played. Hells played. Patton played. Got some P's there. Almost gotten a bingo. Here we go. Here's Roger McGowan himself, founder of the magazine. Here we go with Ardennes. I own that. Boy, not doing so good on this one. Enemy Action Ardennes have played that. Holland owned that. So here we go. Midway. Owned that. Luftwaffe owned and traded that. War at Sea owned. Victory in Pacific played. Flat Top owned. Naval War played. B-17 owned. Getting kind of confused there. Pacific War, that's coming out again soon here. That's from Mark Herman. Carrier, Luftwaffe, Empire of the Sun owned. Another Mark Herman design there. Doolittle Raid own. Alrighty, here we go. Waterloo played. 1812. Napoleon own. That's the Columbia block game. Wooden Ships Iron Men played. Here we go. La Bataille. Got some of the La Bataille, but not that one. War and Peace own. Empire and Arms own. That was like a grail game for me for a while. Close Action. That I played that. That's a tactical naval game. Kind of similar to this. I think it's a little bit more tactical than Flying Colors. Napoleonic Wars own. Age of Napoleon own. Flying Colors own. Napoleon's Triumph own. Maneuver own. 1805 own. Look at that, bingo. All right, so that's all I got on that. Now we're down to the American Civil War. Gettysburg played. Battle Cry played that. If that's, I don't know if that's the original one of the Battle Cry that I played, which is a Borg design. Terrible Swiss Sword, always wanted to own that. I played that a long time ago, never really finished the game though. Civil War, own. Crossfire Vapor was a good game. Bobby Lee, the block game. For the People, own. Battle Cry, own. There's the Battle Cry. Civil War, that coming out with the reprint of that, or second printing of that, or third printing. want to get that. Rose to Gettysburg, own. Okay, now we're up to American Revolutionary War. Quebec, 1759, own. 1776, own. Played Alexander, played Caesar at Alesia. Conquest Empire, own a updated version of the Eagles version of that. Jerusalem, I think they're coming out with a new version of that. All right, so Alexander, Great Battles of History, own. Peloponnesian War, own. SPR, own. Hannibal, own. Successors, played. All right, here we go. Battle Line, own. Sword of Rome. This is a underrated game. I really like that game. Don't see people talking about it or playing it very much. Pax Romana, own. Command and Conquer Ancients, own. Caesar, own. Polis, own. Own. Look at that. Another bingo. Look at that. Did good on that. All right, so here we go. Kingmaker, own. Frederick Great, played. Conquistador, played. Machiavelli, Empires, that's a classic. Advanced Civilization, I own Civilization, but not Advanced Civilization, so maybe that doesn't count. History of the World, own. The Azure game, own. Let's see, Samurai, own. Let's see what we got here. Own Frederick, good game. Here I Stand, own. Unhappy King, own. Clash of Monarchs, own. Maria, played. Sekigahara, okay, we're cranking through here. Nevsky, good one there. All right, now we're World War I. Not doing very good here. Played 1914. Ace of Aces, own that. Here we go. Paths of Glory, own that. Reds, own that. Played Espion. Autumn and Sunset, own that. Good, the Victory Point games. Clash of Eagles there. Pax Romana, Great War, played. Do not own that. I messed up. I don't want to lie to you guys. All right, here, Tactics 2. Played that a long time ago, I believe. Risk, owns several versions of that. All right, Arab Israeli Wars, own. Okay, here, played Vietnam, own Korea. Played Sixth Fleet, but own Second Fleet of that series. And then I think Compass is coming out with a new version of that. Twilight Struggle, World at War from Lock and Load. Labyrinth, own. Hearts of Mine, own the Compass edition. There we go. As they're starting to get into the coin now. Own the coin, 13 days. Played Silver Bayonet. All right. So here we go at the end here. Starship Troopers, played a long time ago. War of the Ring, played. Own Divine Right. That's one of my Grail games. I got a whole piece on that. I talk about that. Titan, own the newer version of that. There's Victory Games. That's an offshoot of SPI People, but owned by Avalon Hill or in the same ownership. War of the Ring, own. Twilight Imperium, own. Battlelore, Stronghold, played Final Frontier. Own this. Own and own Star Wars in a Box. That's what I've got. How do you guys do on yours?
Another week. Another show. Yeah, I know I ramble on sometimes. And, you know, I'll do things that people don't like smoking a pipe. But what can I tell you? I'm not advocating smoking. Probably I am just by showing it, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm just, you know, if you smoke a pipe, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be over 18 years old, obviously, or else non-acceptable. Non-acceptable. Join me with on the Fokker Circus. You know, you'll get your own title, you know, Oberleutnant. I said that wrong completely. You know, or Burgermeister. You could be the mayor. Anyways, by the way, this is a pipe I got done from a guy in Sweden. I mean, check it out. Look at the lines. Look at the grain. The grain. Look at that. I wanted this to be Mastodon molar. I didn't have the money. Yes, I just said Mastodon molar. Did he just say Mastodon molar? Yeah, I said Mastodon molar. What do you think? I mess up my words? Please, thank you for watching. First of all, please like and subscribe. And if you are so inclined to support this channel, it is $1.25 per episode. I try to be as entertaining as possible. I know sometimes I miss badly, but you know what? You can't please everybody. Even though you want to please everybody, you can't please them. And you know what? Life's too short. For God's sake, you know, enjoy your life. Marcello Mastroianni once was giving an interview and said, ragazzi, ragazzi, or ragazzi, basically saying, boys, boys and girls. I want to stop this interview. Life is too short. Let's go have fun. Marcello, God, I love that guy. You should check him out in La Dolce Vita, or even, look, I know a lot of people are going to say 8.5. What kind of a movie is that? But you don't understand Fellini. Huh? My God, what a genius. Thank you to my segment guys. Wojennik TV. KilRoyWasHere. Hopefully I'm going to have more. I'd love to have seek out and play Wayne Hansen. And I'm just naming names that I can think of right now like that. STUKAJOE, but these guys don't have time. They have lives, you know what I mean? They're not like me. So, I hope you had a great show. And I'd love to stay on and chat with nothing, but for nothing, or chat with nothing, as, you know, just saying nothing. But that's what the Fokker Circus is for. It's like a Seinfeld episode. It just happens. We talk about stuff. Right? Have a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves. In spite of yourself, enjoy yourself. You deserve it. Well, I don't know about that, but enjoy yourself. Ciao, ci vediamo.